Okay, I am stopping this right now because it's just running so fast, even though the carburetor body is closed entirely. It's running really hot. I've definitely filled it with water, and it's causing steam to rise off the water. I don't know how fast it's running because I don't have an RPM gauge, but it definitely is running very, very fast, or faster than I really feel comfortable with running it long times. It does throttle up pretty good now that I got it going. It's still not starting very easily, so gonna have to look into that. Probably take the carburetor apart and do some modifications to it, and when I just lift up and down on the arm here without adjusting the throttle body opening, it does change the way it runs, so it's definitely leaking a lot of air from this side into the carburetor. So it's got some kind of challenging issues to keep it from running super well, yeah, and that makes it harder to start because this big air leak here makes it harder for the low RPMs to suck fuel through the needle properly. So yeah, definitely going to be opening the carburetor up again, maybe making some modifications to it. I should probably get an RPM gauge just to see how fast this thing is running. And it does throttle okay right now, but it's still, of the engines, this is the one that I fiddle the most with, or have had to fiddle the most with right out of the box, and it's kind of runs scary fast right now for like what it is. Absolutely make sure there's plenty of oil in the fuel so that there's a lot of cylinder lubrication on this engine, because it does run so fast, and there's no, it's open here, so there's no bottom end splashing oil on it. But so you have to make sure there's oil going in with the fuel to get get oil from the top end down to the piston rings. The machining standard is very high, so as far as the manufacturing quality, that's still very good like the other engines. I don't know, I'm gonna drain the fuel out of this and take the batteries out and make sure that I tip it up and put a lot of oil down the cylinder, so that it's got a lot of oil on it while it sits. And later this week I will find some time to get that carburetor popped apart and take a closer look at it and see if there's any modifications I want to do. So